Today we're going to talk about the U.S. tax court, which is really your last chance before the IRS makes audit adjustments final. If you've received a notice of deficiency from the IRS, you're standing at a deadline most taxpayers don't fully understand. Once that deadline passes, even if the IRS got the facts or the law completely wrong in your audit, the IRS position becomes final, and your leverage instantly disappears. The U.S. tax court exists for one critical reason: to give taxpayers a last chance to fight back before actually having to pay the IRS. Today I'll explain what the U.S. tax court really is all about, why timing matters more than almost anything else, and how missing one deadline can permanently change your case. Hi, I'm David W. Klasing. I'm a dual licensed tax attorney and CPA that has additionally earned a master's degree in taxation. And for nearly 30 years now, I've represented taxpayers nationwide in IRS audits, appeals, and U.S. tax court litigation. Understanding how and when to use the tax court often determines whether a case is resolved strategically or decided for you by default. So what does the U.S. tax court actually do? The U.S. tax court is a federal court created specifically to hear disputes between taxpayers and the IRS. Its most powerful feature is this: you can challenge an IRS assessment without having to pay the tax at issue first, or the penalties, or the interest. That makes it unique among federal courts, and often the last meaningful forum for resolving serious tax disputes. Let's talk about the 90-day letter and why it matters. Most tax court cases begin with the issuance of a 90-day letter or a statutory notice of deficiency. This letter gives the taxpayer exactly 90 days to file a tax court petition with U.S. tax court, and if you miss that deadline by even 1 day, the IRS can immediately assess the tax penalties and interest and immediately begin collection action. And it really limits your remaining options to post-payment litigation. Doesn't exist. You've got audit reconsideration, that's it. Deadlines in tax law are completely unforgiving. Why tax court is often the last strategic move is important. Once a case reaches tax court, the IRS knows you're serious. It often triggers a deeper legal review of the issues in your case, settlement discussion, reassessments of penalties, reconsideration of position. But it also creates a formal record, and how your case is framed matters enormously. Handled correctly, tax court can lead to resolution. I'm 100% at doing that today. Handled poorly, it can lock in damaging facts that can hurt you later. So let's talk about small cases versus regular case. Tax court offers different procedures depending on the amount at issue. Small cases, $25,000 or less in dispute, can be much faster and less formal, but they come with limited appeal rights. Regular cases allow for broader discovery motions and appeals, but require careful legal strategy. Choosing the wrong path can severely limit your options later. So when can tax court actually increase your risk? While tax court is a civil forum, cases involving underlying tax fraud indicators that maybe got ignored or swept under the rug in the audit can attract additional scrutiny during litigation. Inconsistent positions, unsupported explanations, or criminal omissions in pleadings can raise red flags. That's why tax court litigation must be handled with an eye toward both civil resolution and mitigating any criminal tax exposure. So why does dual license representation matter here? Tax court cases are legal proceedings, not accounting exercises. An attorney CPA such as myself can protect privilege, frame arguments legally, control the factual record, challenge penalties, and negotiate effectively. And whatever's most important, prevent unnecessary criminal escalation. This dual perspective is critical when the tax stakes are high. So how do we handle tax court cases? When we represent clients in tax court, we analyze the jurisdiction and the deadlines involved. We assess civil and criminal tax risk. We control the pleadings carefully. We manage discovery strategically. We pursue settlement when appropriate, and we prepare for trial when necessary. Our goal is always the same: Resolve the case before it morphs into something worse. So in closing, the U.S. tax court is not a formality. It's a turning point. Miss your window, and the IRS decides your outcome on their own. If you've received a notice of deficiency or believe the IRS position is wrong in an audit, hey, whatever you do, don't wait. Call the tax law offices of David W. Klasing at 800-681-1295 or visit our website, klasing-associates.com, the Contact Us page, to schedule a confidential reduced-rate initial consultation today. When deadlines matter, experience matters even more. To date, I have never lost in federal tax litigation. Dave Klasing, tax attorney, CPA. If I don't think you can win, I won't take your case.